A racist mom has kidnapped her own daughter to prevent her from getting vaccinated and from learning about Black History Month. We've been covering the dangers of the so-called anti-vaccine movement for several years now. I still get emails every once in a while where people will say, David, you're not telling the truth about the anti-vaccine movement. You need to talk about the autism link. You need to talk about the government conspiracy to control people via vaccines. You're not talking about it. And I respond and I say, none of that seems to be backed by science. We now have a woman who, in spite of the resurgence of measles, the resurgence of whooping cough in California, has decided that she is so against her daughter being vaccinated and learning about Black History Month in preschool, which I didn't know they taught, that she decided to kidnap her daughter. She's from Sunrise, Florida. She's wanted on federal charges that she kidnapped her daughter, and Broward Circuit Judge Stephen Farron granted dual custody of Lily Everett to both Megan Everett and Robert Bauman. On May 6th, Bauman dropped his daughter off at the mother's house for a week-long visit. When he came back, there was only a note there saying that if I let them take her and vaccinate her and brainwash her, I wouldn't be doing what's right. I cannot let a judge tell me how my daughter should be raised. We miss you, but I had to leave. Federal authorities became involved when it became apparent that they had crossed state lines. And then here's the key thing. Bauman said she found this new idea that vaccines are horrible. I think she wanted to keep her from being vaccinated because that would keep her out of daycare. Listen to this. One of the issues we had was she wanted to homeschool my daughter. I didn't want that to happen. She didn't want Lily to learn about Black history. She just wanted her to learn about the Confederacy. Okay, so we've got a racist mom who also happens to be anti-vaccine. We have, by the way, preschool, the Confederacy, Black history. How can you learn about the Confederacy without learning about Black history? That would be a very biased explanation of the Confederacy. And number two, I didn't really know that in preschool, these were subjects that they touched.
Neither did I. Clearly, she just didn't want her daughter learning about actual Black history.
Right.
I'm sure she would probably have created her own Black history to teach the kid.
Yeah, no, you're probably right. And then the last thing is, even if she were in like high school and it was Black History Month, which is kind of the only time where a lot of schools even really get any kind of Black history education, it's relatively limited, right? If you think about what's taught over the course of 4 years or of 7 years or of 12 years in school, the amount of Black history that's taught is really relatively minuscule.
It is. I remember when we were in elementary school, the vast majority of the education we received on Black history was from our singing teacher, our chorus teacher, who just had us sing all of those songs about
Negro spirituals, for sure. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. We almost got more of that from the music teacher who just happened to be Black than we actually did in history class. A very interesting point, Lewis. Let's take a break. Next, Dave Zirin on the World Cup.